Howdy pilgrims, and welcome to the Blinking Motorcycle Workshop. And what have we got here? The Africa Twin, the CRF 1000L. Pretty good bike. Understand, coming out of my mouth, that's a huge compliment because everybody knows my blood is blue. I'm a BMW man through and through. But yes, for a Japanese bike, I must say this bike is impressive. This one is pretty well kitted out. It's got all the crash bars, as you can see, and all the little accoutrements that make it a better ride. But having ridden the standard version, like every bike in our nation, for us to ride it, it needs a suspension upgrade, of course. So what we've done is we've given it the full Wilbers go over. We've given it the front progressive fork springs from Wilbers, which obviously takes care of the high speed compression and firms up the front a bit. One disappointing factor about this bike is the fact that a lot of the front suspension is made up of a tube. Okay, so there's a tube insert into the inside of the forks, and we all know that a solid metal tube is not going to give you much in the way of suspension. To get suspension, you've got to have springs, so that's a bit disappointing, but that's obviously how to design it, so there's nothing to be done about that. Right, so what we have done, we have fitted the front fork springs already and taken it for a test drive before and after. I got to tell you, getting used to this automatic gearbox took a little bit for me, but yeah, quite a funky idea. I prefer my gears personally, but anyway. Right, if you have a close look here on the forks, you'll see there's a blue mark that I've made. That was the initial dive, okay, so an initial rate of compression that happened when under serious braking. All right, so I did an emergency stop basically, and that's how much the forks dived with the original springs and oil in. Okay, after the Wilbers was done, this is what the mark is. Okay, it'll be even better because now I've done the static sag and everything, so it'll be, I reckon, up here somewhere. But that'll give you some idea of the difference that the fork springs, just the fork springs, make. And obviously the compression factor, due to the special oil that we put in and the correcting air gap, is going to make a huge difference as well. Right, going through to the back of this wonderful motorcycle. What we have here is we have this beautiful Wilbers rear shock that has been fitted. Okay, and what difference that'll make? Oh, one thing to make note of is the original shock has got the preload, hydraulic preload attached to it. You'll notice that this one doesn't. Okay, on the Wilbers shocks, when you order them, that is an extra that you pay for. And to be quite honest, it is built to your weight, to your pillion weight, to your luggage weight, a combination thereof, and the type of ride that you ride. So it's built already with the spring bias, which is correct, and the internal shim stack, which is correct. So what I'm saying is, do you need that hydraulic preload? Negative, you don't. Okay, it's a 3,000 Rand extra that you don't really need. This customer opted not to go for it, and quite rightly so. When I was doing the setup, when I was doing the sag setup on this, I had only one ring change to make on the preload, the spring preload, and that was all I had to make to get the static sag dead on point for this motorbike. It was made to his 100 kgs and obviously all his weights and ride capabilities. So there you have it, the Africa Twin. I tell you what, I can't wait to get feedback from the customer, because this man is going to be super happy with the way that his motorcycle has turned out, because I've ridden it post and pre the suspension change, and let me tell you what, chalk and cheese, brothers. Wilbers, it's the way to go. Ciao.